Hello, my name is Eva Dawson, and I'm here today to talk to you about Htma testing and why you should have one. I've been doing Htma in my practice for about 2 years, and it's been the best thing that I've ever done for my patients. What I love about it is it's showing what your body has been doing for the past 4 months, a 4-month period of time, which is way more than what a blood work can do. Blood work shows, just a brief snapshot of what your body's been doing. This is showing us what your body's been doing over a 4-month period of time. So I'm just going to start briefly by telling you kind of the process and what you need to do in order to obtain a hair analysis for me. If you are interested in doing this, what we'll do is we'll send you an invoice for the cost, and then you will take a hair sample. We do have a video that will be uploaded to my YouTube channel on how to take an appropriate hair sample. But once you take your hair, you want to take, it only takes about a teaspoon of hair. A lot of people are worried, oh, I'm going to be taking all this hair. It's really not that much hair. It's just about a teaspoon of hair. We will send you an envelope that is addressed, and you can send that to the lab. And then it takes about 3 to 4 weeks for processing. The lab will send that information to me, and once I have that analysis from the lab, then I sit down and I dig into all the ratios, the minerals, and what's going on with your body. From your hair analysis, I'm able to determine what level of stress that your body has been under. I'm able to determine the stage of stress, whether you're in a true fast oxidation state or you're in a slow chronic stress oxidation state. So I can determine from your hair what metabolic state you're in. Are you in a fast or a slow metabolic state? Fast metabolic state would be someone who is under extreme stress, and someone who is in a slow metabolic state would be someone who has been under chronic stress for a long period of time, and your body has actually started to slow your metabolism down and start storing minerals, toxic elements, and a lot of times gaining weight. Based on your metabolic rate, I will help you determine what diet would be best for you. Do you need a slow metabolic diet? Or if you're in a fast metabolic rate, you're going to need more fats and proteins, and you'll need a more fast metabolic diet. Some people think that, fasting and doing keto or low carbohydrates is good for them, but sometimes that actually can slow your metabolic rate down even more, especially if you're in a very slow metabolic state. Now I'm going to quickly talk about the ratios. These are the significant ratios, and this is one of the most important parts about Htma testing. Some people do it just to know what their heavy metal status is, but this is the most important part of doing an Htma test, and there's a ton of things that we can tell based on these ratios what's going on with your body. So just to briefly go over what we can determine based on these ratios are your nervous system response, your stress response, your thyroid response, your energy and hormone production ratio, your adrenal ratio, your blood sugar ratio, and your infection ratio, whether you're more likely to have a bacterial or a viral infection. Those are all the things that I can determine based on these ratios, and they're actually the most important part of the Htma. This is how we determine your metabolic rate, what your best diet suggestions are, and then what we need to do to mitigate if, let's say, you have a high thyroid ratio or a low adrenal ratio, what things we can be doing to help taking the guesswork out of all the things that you're doing for your body. We're able to hone in on what your main issues are. And as you can see from this client, if you look at the sodium to magnesium ratio, that's the adrenal ratio. This person's adrenals are completely tanked. So then we're able to focus on improving not only the NAK ratio, which is the stress ratio, but also improving the adrenal ratio to get this person's body managing stress better and not losing those minerals. Another amazing thing that we can determine from an Htma is toxic elements. So it isn't always, you're not always going to see something this significant on your Htma, but this is a good way for us to determine whether your body is holding on to toxic elements or if your body is releasing or detoxing them. Not everybody's body is in a good state to detox, and I see tons of practitioners pushing people's bodies to do these harsh detoxing. And if you have somebody that's in a very stressed or low metabolic rate, it's extremely hard for their body to detox. If they don't have the right minerals, it's extremely hard for their body to detox. So from your HTMA, I'm able to determine if you are holding on to metals or if your body has like hidden metals. One really common metal that people's bodies hold on to is copper. And so I'm able to determine from your hair analysis if your body is metabolically healthy enough to do some detoxification. Some other amazing things that I'm able to determine based on your hair analysis. I'm able to determine if you have impaired immune system markers. I'm able to determine if you have low stomach acid markers, which that is also huge, because I've had lots of patients that have come to see me that have had really low stomach acid and they're not absorbing their nutrients. So that gives us another factor that we are able to recognize based on what your hair analysis is showing, whether we need to work on improving your stomach acid or not so that you can work on absorption of nutrients. I'm also able to determine if you have a zinc deficiency, any iron indicators, markers for iodine deficiency, and if your body is in a burnout state. I can also help you determine whether you need more calorie or caloric intake or more protein intake based on what your hair analysis looks like. Also glucose indicators, glucose markers, any sort of hidden copper or copper markers, and then any sort of pore elimination that you may be experiencing, heavy metals that you're holding on to. I can also tell if you have any psychological factors or psychological issues that are impacting your body's ability to detox, such as trauma markers that are indicators in your hair analysis. I also really like working with my patients on improving their food intake and appropriate sources of food instead of doing so much supplementation. I think we've gotten to a point where we're constantly supplementing all of these, taking these different pills and doing different supplementations. And with this, we're really able to hone in onto what specific foods that your body is really needing. One of the biggest things that I see is a lack of potassium with people. I would say 90% of the people that I test have a significant potassium deficiency. Potassium is needed for almost every cellular function in the body, and it's extremely important for detoxification. So if you have somebody that has tried a bunch of detoxification, a lot of times it's making them even more sick or causing more problems because they don't have the cellular minerals in order to open those cells and open up the detox pathways for their body to let go of toxins, especially potassium. So one of my favorite things to do after I do an HTMA is I can compound a nutrient for you. So your body might have some gaps in nutrition, and we are able to determine that based on what we're seeing, and I can compound for you through this company called Vicon. And I will tell you that this has been absolutely life-changing for my patients. It takes out the guesswork, and it really improves patients' consistency with being able to do supplementation. It's very easy. It comes in powder form, and I'm able to custom make this based on what your body is needing exactly. It also really cuts down in expense because we're not picking, this supplement here, this supplement here. We're making a supplement specifically for you, and I can do 30, 60, 90-day supply, and it's shipped right to your house. These custom powders are made specifically to help your nutritional deficiencies based on whether you're a slow metabolizer or you're a fast metabolizer. It's made with very pure, amazing ingredients, and I just love working with this company. It's been fantastic. Thank you for listening to this lengthy video about HTMA. Hopefully it helps you. If you would like to do this, please just reach out to us and we can get a hair analysis to you. Thanks a lot for your time.